It's chemistry and you are watching Chem Science.
In this video, we will learn about ionic equilibria, and the main topics which we will cover are the Bronsted-Lowry acid-base, conjugate acid-base pairs, behavior of acid and base with water, what are strong and weak acids and bases, and what's the difference between concentrated and dilute acids and bases. So let's start by understanding what are Bronsted-Lowry acids and bases. A Bronsted-Lowry acid is a substance which can donate hydrogen ion, or it is a proton donor. Now hydrogen ion and proton is almost the same. Why? Because as we know that hydrogen has just one electron in its shell with one proton in its nucleus. Now if hydrogen is a positive ion, and it's going to lose this electron out, leaving only one proton in its atom. So we can also call hydrogen ion as a proton. So Bronsted-Lowry acids can also be called as a substance which are proton donor. And at the same time, Bronsted-Lowry base, they are the substances which can accept hydrogen ions, that is, they are the acceptors of proton. Now let's understand this with the help of an example. Here is an equation where hydrogen chloride is reacting with ammonia NH3 to form chloride ion and ammonium ion. Now what is happening here? The hydrogen chloride is an acid and it has donated its hydrogen ion to the ammonia, forming chloride ion. So you can say that HCl donated the hydrogen ion, and whatever is left is the chloride ion. Now the hydrogen ion is bonded to ammonia, so now it has changed to ammonium ion. So here we can say that hydrogen chloride is acting as an acid by donating its proton to ammonia, which is acting as a base in this equation. Now let's understand what are conjugate acid-base pair, again with the help of same example here where hydrogen chloride is reacting with ammonia to form chloride ion and ammonium ion. And as we have already seen that hydrogen chloride is acting as an acid by donating a proton to ammonia, and ammonia is acting as a base here. Now if we think about the reverse reaction, so when chloride ion reacts with the ammonium ion, then chloride ion is accepting the hydrogen ion from the ammonium ion so that it can form HCl, and ammonium ion is donating its hydrogen ion to the chloride ion to form back the ammonia. So in the reverse reaction we can say that ammonium ion is acting as an acid and chloride ion is acting as a base because it has accepted hydrogen ion from the ammonium ion. So in this reaction, chloride ion is known as a conjugate base of hydrogen chloride acid. So hydrogen chloride acid and chloride ion are both the conjugate acid-base pair. And if we think about the other part, then ammonium ion is a conjugate acid of ammonia, and so ammonia and ammonium ion are the conjugate acid-base pairs. Let's rethink here again. What has happened all again is that hydrogen chloride, after donating the hydrogen ion as an acid, what is formed is the chloride ion. So chloride ion is a base of the acid hydrogen chloride, and so it's an acid-base pair, conjugate acid-base pair. Now what about the other part? The other part here, the ammonia is acting as a base because it accepted hydrogen ion from the acid hydrogen chloride. Now after accepting the hydrogen ion, it formed ammonium ion. Ammonium ion in the reverse reaction is acting as an acid. So now ammonia and ammonium ion are the acid-base pair, that is conjugate pairs. Now here is another example where hydrogen carbonate is reacting with water, or you can say dissolves in water to form hydrogen carbonate ion, and hydronium ion. Now H3O plus, as we have already seen in our other video, is also called oxonium ion or hydronium ion. We can call this as by both the names. Now you can pause this video and think about the acid base pair, that which substance or which species is acting as an acid, and on the other side which is the base of the same acid. So pause the video and make the acid base pairs. Let's have a look at the answers here. Now hydrogen carbonate is donating the hydrogen ion to form hydrogen carbonate ion. So hydrogen carbonate is an acid and water is acting as a base because it has accepted hydrogen ion from the hydrogen carbonate. On the other side, hydrogen carbonate ion, if you think about of the reverse reaction, then hydrogen carbonate ion is a base because it accepted hydrogen ion from the hydronium ion. So hydronium ion is an acid and the hydrogen carbonate and the hydrogen carbonate ion are conjugate acid base pair, and on the other side hydronium ion is an acid, so water and hydronium ion are conjugate acid bases pairs. In acids and bases, water plays a very important role. So let's have a look at how water behaves with an acid or a base. Now this is because water is a very common solvent in which acid and base can dissolve. So if we say hydrogen chloride when reacts with the water, then what happens? So HCl when dissolves in water, it forms chloride ion and hydronium ion. So we can say that hydrochloric acid donated its proton or hydrogen ion to the water. That is the reason that in water here the reaction, water is acting as a base as it accepts a proton from the hydrogen chloride, and here hydronium ion is a conjugate acid of the hydrogen chloride. It's a conjugate acid of the base water. Now in the same way, water also reacts with the ammonia. So here is a reaction where ammonia reacting with water forms hydroxide ion and ammonium ion. So in this reaction, water is exactly opposite to what it reacted in the first reaction, because here water is donating its proton to the ammonia. So here it acts as an acid, forming the hydroxide ion and ammonium ion. So in this reaction, hydroxide ion is a conjugate base of the acid water. So we have seen that water is acting differently with the acid as well as the base. It can act as an acid with the base and it can act as a base with an acid. So it plays a role, and at times it is also called as an amphoteric substance because it can react with both acid and base. Now let's understand what are strong and weak acids and bases, and also understand the difference between a concentrated and a strong acid base and a dilute and a weak acid base. So a strong acid or a strong base is completely ionized in its solution. Now let's understand what do we mean by completely ionized in the solution. Suppose if we have a strong acid like hydrogen chloride, now if we say it is completely ionized in its solution, that shows that we have taken an aqueous form of this acid. Now if it completely gets ionized in water, then it should fully turn into hydrogen ion and chloride ion. That is, suppose if we have taken 100 molecules of hydrogen chloride, all the 100 molecules should turn into hydrogen ion. That is, we will get hydrogen ion also 100 and 100 chloride ions also, and we won't be left with any hydrogen chloride in the molecular form. That is, all the hydrogen chloride molecules changes into its ions. On the other hand, a weak acid and a weak base is partially ionized in this solution. Now let's also understand what do we mean by partially ionized in the solution. Now again, say there is a weak acid, say ethanoic acid. ethanoic acid, or you can say all organic acids are weak acids, and we are taking it in its aqueous form. So when we say partially ionized, they are changed into its ionic form. So we can say that an ethanoid ion is formed and an hydrogen ion is formed. Now when we say partially ionized, means suppose if we have taken 100 molecules of ethanoic acid, only few of the molecules, say 10 molecules, changes into its ions. So 10 carboxylate ions and 10 hydrogen ions are formed, and remaining 90 are left in the molecular form itself. Same happens with the weak base also. That is, suppose if ammonia is taken in an aqueous form, so that is added to the water, and then we get ammonium ion and hydroxide ion. So suppose if ammonia is a weak base, same happens here. Say suppose 100 molecules of ammonia is taken and only few of the molecules, say 8 molecules, changes to its ions, and so 92 molecules of ammonia remains in the molecular form itself. Only 8 of the molecules have changed into its ions. Now this is just an example of how many molecules changes, but it says that all of the molecules does not ionize. Only few of the molecules can ionize, so we call it as partial ionization of the solution, and such partially ionized compounds are called weak acids and weak bases. Now what is a concentrated acid and a concentrated base? Concentrated acid base has large number of moles of any substance like acid or a base per unit volume. That is, we can say that this number of molecules of solute is much high in a solvent like water. But on the other hand, if we take a dilute solution of any substance of acid or base, then only small number of moles are present in a unit volume, that is compared to the solvent. So we can say that only few molecules of solute are present in any given solvent. So that's the difference between concentrated substance and a dilute solution. It's not only that a concentrated acid can be present, any solution can be concentrated or dilute depending on the number of molecules present per unit volume. Now here it's very important to understand the difference between strong acid and a concentrated acid, because these are the two confusing terms. Now HCl, as we have seen, is a strong acid. This HCl can be concentrated and can be dilute also. If HCl have a high concentrated great number of moles present in a 1 dm cube of water, then it is called concentrated. But only few molecules of HCl in a water will be called as a dilute solution. Same in the case of a weak acid and base also. For example, if we have taken a weak acid as an ethanoic acid. Ethanoic acid, although being a weak acid, can also be concentrated or can be dilute also depending on the number of molecules present in the water or any given solvent. So these two terms should not be confused, as a strong acid can be concentrated and dilute. On the same hand, a weak acid and a weak base can also be concentrated or dilute. So as the definition says, a strong acid or a base is completely ionized in its solution, and a weak acid and a weak base is partially ionized in the solution. And this is how we start the ionic equilibria at a higher level. So I hope the points are very clear about Bronsted-Lowry acid and base, its conjugate acid-base pairs, and its strong and weak acids along with the concentrated and dilute solutions of them.